I'm Isha, and my school is supporting the Royal Humane Society. I'm delighted to share a story of great bravery from 18-year-old Mary in 1925, which the Royal Humane Society recognized by giving her a silver medal. To set the wider context, around 1925, not all swimming beaches in South Africa were manned by lifeguards. They just had a kit. I am inspired by this story because it's truly inspiring to see someone so close to my age and a young student take the unlikely chance to save someone's life while grievously risking her own. I'm in awe of Mary's story, and I'm sure you will be too when you hear it. It was a warm summer's day in Cape Town. It was 4 and I was strolling along on the same old beach on my way home, Clifton-on-Sea. It was an expensively hard morning that bled into the afternoon, and I was upset because my morning swim had been ruined. The thought of the cool water clearing my mind and refreshing my spirit almost made me want to jump into the sea. But alas, I couldn't. The wind blew too fierce and suspiciously, and despite the sun beating down on me, I shivered. I was contemplating taking the long way home, as the tide seemed suddenly so restless and sinister. I had just pivoted to turn when I heard panicked shouts from across the beach. I raced towards the sound and startled to see 3 men wearing the bright neon of Life Vest, helplessly fighting towards the current to reach the young woman swept out to sea. I watched as the men attempted to swim after her, but the harder they pushed, the further they were carried away. One of the men struggled through the waves and almost seemed to make progress, for his head went under and he didn't come up. My heart racing, I didn't have time to hesitate, kicking off my shoes before hastily diving in the water. The cold air stung me as sharp as a slap, but I pedaled on. I knew that if I stopped, I would go under, and if I went under, I didn't know if I'd come back up. I kicked out and used the lessons I had learned from when first swimming to keep my head cool. I could see the girl just a few meters away, waving her arms rapidly. I was so close. She was so close. I was so close, but the meters seemed to stretch to miles with every flick of my arms. I felt that with every breath I took, I had to come up for 2 more. My lungs burned, my skin burned through the cold. My legs felt numb. Maybe the cold had gotten to them too. I was trying to stay calm, but I felt an edge of panic creeping in. I went to gasp for breath, but to my shock, swallowed a mouthful of salt. I kept kicking, but I was slowing. I could see the girl so close, so close, so close. But then the girl's arms stopped moving, and she was still. I couldn't tell if she was breathing or not, but seeing her drifting away gave me my last spurt of energy, and I raced forward. Reaching out, I dug my nails into her arms and dragged her with me towards the shore. If the way there had been back, this was definitely worse. The waves had grown to their full force now, and the current latched onto us, grasping to pull us deeper. It was so tempting to give in and slip away. I couldn't feel my right arm around her. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't even think. My limbs began to slip away and ache with fatigue, and it finally felt as if the sea had sapped my spirit. I could feel myself being swept away, and I did nothing. Then, not yet, please. Almost there, please. You've gotten me this far. Without looking back, I knew it was her. Like before, she was offering me her courage, and like before, I took it. I took one last deep breath and thrust towards the breakers. I didn't stop. I couldn't stop until I felt the warm shore beneath me and the glorious sun above me. I heard cursing and shouting as the men came towards us. The girl was lifted, and when the sky came into focus, I realized I was too. And for a moment, the restless tide and exclamations all faded into the peripheral as the glorious sun smiled down on me. Thank you for listening to this story. It's just one of thousands. We're encouraging people to become one of our governors. For just £100 in 2024, you will be invited to attend a variety of social events, such as our annual General Court, where you'll see awardees receive their medals and hear their amazing stories, like this one. You'll also get a 250th anniversary certificate and an invitation to celebrate to a special celebration at St. Paul's Cathedral in September. If you'd like to find out more about the Society and its work, do visit our website. Thank you for supporting us in any way you can in our 250th year.